Welcome, everybody. My name is Aaron Updike, and I'm a meteorologist here with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. I'll be giving you a quick briefing on the upcoming severe weather threats associated with former Hurricane Beryl as it comes through the Ohio Valley. As you can see outside right now, we're getting scattered to widespread shower coverage across central Indiana. That'll continue throughout the day, but then we'll see thunderstorm coverage start to increase this afternoon and evening, with the greatest threat of severe weather between 5 p.m. and 12 a.m. With these thunderstorms, we will have a localized flash flooding threat with rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches across the entire area. There is a potential of tornadoes with the highest threat south of I-70. And we are expecting some strong wind gusts, especially tomorrow, with wind gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Some important updates to consider if you've been paying attention to our briefings over the last few days. We are seeing an increased threat of tornadoes across portions of southern Indiana from previous updates. And most tornadoes will likely be weak, but there is some potential for strong tornadoes today. Here's the Storm Prediction Center's risk categories for central Indiana. You can see we have a level 1 or marginal risk from the I-70 corridor on north, including Crawfordsville, Kokomo, and Muncie. We have a level 2 for the I-70 corridor on south, including Bloomington, Greensburg, and the southern suburbs of Indianapolis. And then we have that level 3 or enhanced risk for the far southern portions of Indiana, including Jasper and Seymour, Bedford area. That level 3 enhanced is mostly for tornadoes. We are seeing an increased threat of tornadoes as the tropical remnants moves through. We aren't expecting much of a hail threat today. Now, we can't rule out an isolated small pea-sized hail stone today, but most locations are not expected to see any kind of hail, especially not severe hail. There might be some strong wind gusts within these thunderstorms. Most of these thunderstorms will produce that 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts outside of any kind of tornado threat, but there is an isolated risk for that 60 mile per hour plus wind gusts. And then we are seeing that localized flash flooding threat, especially within thunderstorms in that I-70 corridor on south. Again, that severe timing greatest threat is between 5 p.m. and 12 a.m. Here's a more specific look at tornadoes for central Indiana. You can see this graphic here is for Seymour, Indiana, but generally you can extrapolate that to other parts of southern Indiana, with the greatest threat of tornadoes between 5 and 10 p.m. today, with an even more enhanced risk in that 7 to 9 p.m. time frame. That tornado threat is greatest towards the line from about Vincennes to Seymour, but we are seeing a risk overall across all of southern Indiana south of I-70. As I mentioned previously, a majority of these tornadoes will be brief to weak in that variety, that EF0 to EF1 range, but a few strong tornadoes are possible. Latest research does show as these tropical remnants move into the northern mid-latitudes, the risk of strong tornadoes does increase. Here's a look at the expected rainfall across central Indiana for today and tomorrow. We're expecting about 1 to 3 inches throughout central Indiana with some locally higher amounts through Wednesday. Heaviest rainfall is expected to occur in the afternoon to overnight hours tonight. And you can see we have locally higher amounts, especially in that northwest central Indiana, including Crawfordsville, Lafayette, where we're expecting more prolonged of that moderate rainfall, rain rates. And then we're, as a flash flooding threat in southern Indiana, with those thunderstorms might produce some locally higher amounts, including Bedford, Bloomington, Greensburg area. One thing of note, if we are issuing any kind of flash flood warnings along with tornado warnings, it'll give some kind of mixed messages, right? So tornado warnings, we say get to the lowest part of the building that you're in, whereas flash flood warnings, we say don't go to the lowest level part. So if you are under a flash flood warning and tornado warning at the same time, which is possible today, just try to get to a centrally located room on the first floor of your house. Or building that you're in. That's the best spot to be in. If you're out on the road and you're in a flash flood warning and a tornado warning, this is not the time to get into a ditch or low-lying area. Try to get to a sturdy building if possible. So not only do we have that severe weather risk, along with the flooding risk, we also have a non-thunderstorm or gusty wind threat, both today and tomorrow. For today, we're expecting non-thunderstorm winds in that 30 mile per hour range. But then as we get into tomorrow in the backside of these tropical remnants, that's when we're seeing gusts between that 40 to 50 mile per hour tomorrow afternoon. With that, we could see unsecured objects blown around. If you have any tents at some of these events that are going on throughout central Indiana, that may cause issues. So make sure you're aware of that and try to secure them as best as possible. It could cause some difficult driving for high-profile vehicles as well. Any damage that may be sustained today due to tornadoes or severe thunderstorms could be further at risk of more damage within these gusty non-thunderstorm winds tomorrow as well. That's all I have today. If you have any other questions or concerns, please reach out to the Weather Service office here in central Indiana. We'd be happy to assist you in any way possible. Thank you so much. Bye.